It's obvious everybody had this thing in their heart towards her. Hate. It's obvious one thing that they did not want to do, or we did not want to do with her, was relate. And now, well, you probably wanted her to be unalive. You did not want her to ever see the day of light and thrive. But The Last of Us is now asking you to spend hours seeing the world through her eye. The Last of Us did this on purpose. Joel's unalivingness or Joel's death was not done without the purpose of getting an emotional reaction that makes you absolutely hate Abby. And after all that, suddenly, the person you hate the most, the person that is, well, shown as an absolute villain, suddenly has friends, suddenly has family, suddenly has responsibilities, and suddenly has fears. Abby in this show has been shown with a twist. Abby has been shown that she's a monster. She has done wrong things. She's done absolutely the wrong thing, but she has traits. She has human traits. She has traits that makes you relate to her. She has traits that make you go, huh, in this aspect, she's pretty right. And this is where the show gets very philosophical. It shows the monster's human side as well. It is very easy, it's very simple to hate a monster for being a monster, and many shows just show the monster being a monster. But this show, this story, this video game showed that the monster has a side that makes them human too. And that's where it gets absolutely philosophical, intriguing, and alluring. As stated earlier, it's very philosophical that you see the monster's life. It's very easy, as I stated earlier, that you hate the monster for being a monster. But when you see the monster live a full life, full childhood, have their fears, when everything starts making sense, that's when you think, huh, I can see this perspective. They did the wrong thing, but they did the thing that, well, most or some would do, and you would understand why they did it. So it makes an absolute dilemma as a viewer, like a philosophical dilemma, an intriguing dilemma. Because a monster, when hitting the person you love, which is the main character, you hate the monster. But when you know the monster, when you know what the monster went through, you just go, holy heck, it's an unfortunate incident. With season 3 coming up, with season 3 shooting, it's not coming up yet. With season 3 on its way, the show continues to ask this question. The show continues to make the viewer be in an uncomfortable position where you are going to see the villain's story. You're going to see the villain's perspective. And that's where the story gets very interesting, as I stated earlier, because even in continuation, they're going to give you a dilemma. What do you understand from all this? Maybe you need to understand this thing, that villains, well, they have a story too, and you're not supposed to like them, but you're supposed to understand them. Because if you go via literate things, like if you go via real world examples, if you understand a villain, if you understand what makes a villain, maybe you can stop the villain becoming a villain by rectifying where the villain might become a villain from, what the incidents cause, or where you can psychologically better their head when an incident occurs. The show does an absolutely good job of making us understand that we can feel the enemy's things. You can feel the enemy's motive, but not understand or not like that they had to do what they had to do. We can hate the fact that they did that. We can also understand Joel loves Ellie a lot, but we can also understand that what Joe did for Ellie has caused a lot of things that can get consequences, or can do and hurt people, which can cause consequences for these individuals. There is something incredibly strange about what The Last of Us does to its audience. Most stories spend hours telling you who matters. The protagonist you meet, you learn their history. The pain you understand of theirs. The struggle you watch. You root for them. And eventually, without even realizing it, you search or you start seeing the world through their eyes. But what The Last of Us does is quite unforgivable, quite different. It takes that person away not just from the story but from the perspective. Because by the time Abby enters the story, we've already made our decisions about her. We know what she did, we know what she took from us, and more importantly, we know what she took from Ellie. So when the story suddenly says, now you're going to spend hours with Abby, then there's a natural reaction that isn't curiosity, it's resistance. Because we've already chosen our protagonist. And this kind of storytelling normally shouldn't work, but well, in this case, from what perspective some people are, because there are a little mixed reviews, it kind of does.